Let's talk about your assignments for the diversity of simple organisms. So again, you come into this folder by clicking on course content, and then you click on module diversity of simple organisms. As usually, you have an overview there. This walkthrough video is right here where I'm recording. You've got the lab handout as usually, there's a lecture as usually, there's as usually a quiz on the lecture materials. Then you've got a couple of different activity demos you can watch. We're looking at stain characteristics here. And then there's a question set that you're going to do. There's also a couple of Labster simulations that you can look at. As usually, when you click on to get to the handout, you click on here, and then you get to the SharePoint site that has the lab handout folder, the PowerPoint folder, and the question set folder. In here you find, as usually, the Word and the PDF version of the lab handout. Mark this as reviewed so that you can then see the quizzes later on. What we're going to talk about mostly here is about the differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. We're going to talk about shapes of bacteria and bacterial colonies. And then we're looking at classifications of different organisms and what they have in common and how we group them and that kind of stuff. There's a couple of demonstrations that I've got on that I talk about in the lab instructions. So this is the lecture video that you're going to need for the lecture quiz, and then I have some lab instructions here for the lab items we're going to do. Mark this as reviewed once you look at it, and again, the PowerPoint can be found in the PowerPoint folder. This time, same here. This time I would like to send you for sure to the Google site. So if you click on the Google site, you see a lot of the same things that you should already be familiar with. But there are a number of different things that you can see there. Here's how to create a simple stain. That's something we would normally do in class. So watch this video just to kind of get an idea about the things that you need to do. It's described in the lab manual too, but sometimes getting the visual is easier. Then there's some things about bacterial shapes. A lot of the pictures you see there are better pictures of bacterial shapes here. And then there are in the lab, you would see these things live under the microscope. So I've tried to find videos of these items under the microscope that you can watch here. So oscillatoria is something we're going to talk about. Euglena is something we're going to talk about. My favorite of all organisms, Volvox. Then there's things about lots of pictures of Saccharomyces cerevisiae and fungi, different bracket fungi, lichens. And then if you wanted to read more on the taxonomy of different things, you can see that here. So you should make use of the Google site this time more than you normally do. This video is probably my favorite video of all time. It's 4 minutes of your life that it's probably worth seeing. I don't know what this guy was smoking when he made this video, but it is hilarious. At least it was hilarious for me. And this thing is a cute little thing where somebody they scooped some mud from a pond and just checked to see what was in there. And as luck would have it, he had a whole bunch of interesting things in there. So go look through that, and just for fun. And so make use of the Google site this time, more so than I've usually sent you there. These two are new Labster activities. So when you check these out, I'll appreciate some feedback, what you think about them. And then there is apparently I haven't clicked the right thing yet to make the quiz appear. So there's going to be a lecture quiz right here, which apparently I haven't made appear yet. And then there's a handout set, question set, quiz, and you're asked to draw a lot of things in the lab handout. And I'm just going to open this up real quick. Um, we're asking you to draw things in the lab handout, but that's just, it's kind of difficult to do when you're online. So these questions are mostly, you see pictures and then you're supposed to identify the pictures. But that basically contains all the questions that are coming from your lab handout. And that's it for the simple organisms.